Okay, I gotta ask you something personal, and I need you to be honest with yourself when you answer it. Have you ever been in a situation where you gave someone everything, your time, your energy, your attention, and they still pick someone else? Not because that person was better than you, but because something about how you showed up made you easy to overlook. Yeah, that one stings a little, doesn't it? Because here's the truth nobody's saying out loud. Most guys aren't struggling because they're not good enough. They're struggling because they don't actually believe they're good enough. And that belief shows up in everything, without you even realizing it. Let's talk about it. So I want you to picture two guys, same looks, same job, same sense of humor, pretty much identical on paper. Guy one walks into a room and immediately starts scanning, checking reactions, wondering if people are noticing him, adjusting himself based on the vibe he's reading back. Guy two walks in and he's just there, not performing, not scanning, just genuinely present, comfortable in his own skin like he already belongs wherever he shows up. Now here's the question, which one do people gravitate toward? Every single time, it's guy two. And the difference has nothing to do with looks or money or how funny he is. It's one thing. Guy two is not waiting for permission to feel good about himself. That's it. That's the whole game. Here's where most guys get tripped up though. And I say this with zero judgment because I did this for years. We were taught, not directly, just kind of by the world around us, that your value is something other people assign to you. Get enough likes, get the girl, get the job, get the approval, then you're allowed to feel confident. But that's completely backwards, man, because when your confidence depends on external validation, you become a different person depending on who's in the room. Around people who seem impressed by you, you're relaxed, funny, yourself. Around people who seem indifferent, you shrink, you try harder, you get weird. And that inconsistency, people notice it. Even when they can't name it, they just get this feeling like, I can't quite get a read on this person. And that uncertainty makes it really hard to fully trust someone, or fully invest in them. Okay, so let me get practical here, because I know just believe in yourself, bro, is the most useless advice in the history of advice. So here's something concrete. Think about the last time you felt genuinely confident, like no nerves, no second guessing, just fully yourself. Where were you? What were you doing? For most people, it's somewhere they feel competent. A skill they've developed, a subject they know deeply, a group of people they've known forever. Confidence already lives inside you, in specific contexts. Right now, the goal isn't to manufacture something new. The goal is to expand where that feeling travels. And the way you do that is by deliberately putting yourself in uncomfortable situations and staying in them long enough to realize you're okay, not comfortable. Okay, there's a difference. Comfortable means no resistance. Okay means there's resistance and you're handling it. That's where growth actually happens. In the okay zone, not the comfortable one. Now here's the part that's going to hit different. A lot of guys think confidence means never being nervous, never doubting yourself, always knowing exactly what to say. But that's not confidence. That's a movie character. Real confidence is being nervous and doing it anyway. Real confidence is not knowing exactly what to say and speaking up anyway. Real confidence is walking into a room where you know nobody and introducing yourself anyway. It's the anyway that counts. Because every time you do the thing in spite of the fear, you prove something to yourself. Not to anyone else, to yourself. And that proof stacks up, slowly, quietly, until one day you realize you're not scanning the room for approval anymore. You just walked in and felt fine. And that shift, man, that shift changes everything about how people respond to you. Here's something I really want you to sit with. The version of you that people find most magnetic isn't the most polished version, isn't the most impressive version, isn't the version that has everything figured out. It's the most honest version. The one that can say, I don't know without flinching. The one that can disagree with something and stand behind it calmly. The one that can mess something up and laugh about it genuinely instead of dying inside. That version of you is actually really compelling to be around. Because authenticity is disarming. When someone is fully, unapologetically themselves, awkward edges and all, it gives everyone around them permission to relax too. and people always remember how you made them feel. Always. Alright, let me wrap this up. You're not the option because you're not enough. You're the option because somewhere along the way, you started outsourcing your self-worth to how other people react to you. And the way back isn't complicated. It's just this. Start making small decisions every single day based on what you actually think, feel, and want, instead of what you think will get the best reaction from the people around you. One conversation where you're fully honest instead of strategic. One moment where you hold your opinion instead of folding to keep the peace. One situation where you show up as yourself instead of a managed version of yourself. Small reps. Consistent practice. That's how you go from being the option to being the obvious choice. Not by becoming someone different. By finally letting people see who you actually already are. Okay, here's what I want you to do right now. In the comments, tell me one area of your life where you feel like you're consistently the option instead of the choice. Dating, friendships, work, anywhere. Just be honest, because I read every single one and the next video is going directly after the most common answer. And if you've got a friend who constantly puts himself last, who's always the one trying hardest and getting the least back, send this to him. Seriously, he needs to hear this more than you do. See you in the next one.